All right, guys, what is up? How we all doing today? Hope you enjoyed your weekend. We are on the London session live. Good morning, Glasstopper. How we doing, IXCO? All right. So I have not done any trading. I haven't looked at charts. I haven't done anything that has to relatively do with crypto. Because I had a very, very long weekend. And then we did the training with you guys. And I hope, did everybody enjoy the training? Hope you guys enjoyed the training. I hope you guys took something from it. For those of you asking if it is recorded, yes, I'm just trying to figure it out because it cut off partly through. So we're trying to figure that out. However, hope you guys enjoyed. What the heck is going on here? Hope you guys enjoyed the training. White, I sent you a message as well about the coaching, and a couple of other people as well too, guys. Here's Bitcoin though. So what we're going to do is we're going to look down Bitcoin in a different way. I'm seeing things differently in the market because I've taken a break. I didn't even trade this drop, which maybe I should have shorted it, but I'll be honest with you guys, I'm just waiting for New York and we'll see what New York does. We're in a nice rounded bottom here. We could pretty much see Tokyo distributed to the downside, which normally doesn't happen. Normally, Tokyo ranges and drops. That didn't really happen. It just straight up dropped right away. And now we got a pump. So what we did is we pretty much manipulated. I'll show you guys what happened here because we did a training on manipulation. And I'm going to show you guys what happened here. So essentially, if you look right here, you take your AMD accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. CJDV, how are you? Warthog, how are you? You can see that the 15-minute or I guess we'll go to the 1 hour. Okay. So you can see right here, Tokyo was all distribution for that session. Now you're recovering a bit. So the question is London going to take out the Tokyo low? And then New York take out the Tokyo high and then continue back down? Because that is our AMD, right? That would be our AMD. Yes, we have a rounded bottom, but we are essentially fairly bearish if we go to our higher time frames. So if you go to our higher time frames, guys, I would not be long in the market because we have a massive bear pennant that is dropping here. We can see our 18-hour MACD is about to cross down. We can see the daily has got some bearish dive and about to cross down at the 0 line. And this is absolutely ludicrous. We're breaking the rising on the RSI on the daily. This is crazy. Loza, how you doing? Nice seeing you. Look at this RSI break on the daily, guys, on Bitcoin. And then I guess the 3-day would probably be ranging, right? So if we go to our weekly time frame now, you can see that we are absolutely just into the 0 line here. You can see that we're pointing right down on our weekly RSI. And the 3-day is pointing down for another 16 hours here too. So the way it looks to me The way it looks to me, London is probably going to be a drop. I'm not sure about New York, though, because we got the 4-hour time frame just chilling right here in the New York session. Right? So we're dropping on our MACD, right? You can see we're dropping on our MACD. But initially, the trend is down. So if we go to our liquidity gaps right here on Bitcoin, you could pretty much see we wicked down to a sweep area at 64.7. We have a big fair value gap here in the 4-hour rejecting. We hit 65.8, and now it looks like we could be dropping. But we'll see how this 4-hour closes. But you're bouncing off this 64. So you have a lot of support at 64K on BTC. Support, support, support. And it keeps on testing it over and over again. If you're looking at the lower time frame here, we already broke out right here. Bob, Solana, I'll look at Solana for sure. We already broke out right here, so we pretty much pump up to 67.3 if we do break it. Now, if we go to the 1-hour time frame, we're almost overbought. The 15 is very, very overbought. And the 5 is very overbought too. We have a trend line here in the 5-minute, so we'll kind of see what happens here in the 5-minute, because you can see it bounced off once. It did bounce off twice, and now we'll see if this is going to be a continuation up, or we're going to see if this is a break back down. All right, so eight-hour time frame is dropping. Eight-hour MACD, there was a fake out here. You guys could see on the 8-hour time frame, we had a really big fake out. We dropped, we faked out right here on the 8-hour. We pumped from 65 all the way to almost 70K. It looks like the market is doing bullish divergence, but there's always going to be bullish divergence in a bear market, always, and same bearish dive in a bull market. So essentially now this would be your this would kind of be your longer term channel, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go off this resistance right here. So if we go to our 1 hour, we're pretty much taking this high to right here. And that is going to be your new channel, okay? So it isn't perfect. It's a little fake out right here at about 68.2, but you had that massive drop. You have this rounded bottom, and essentially now you are recovering, okay? But we got to see where Bitcoin closes here too, because this is a major fair value gap. So even though I think possibility Bitcoin could go back to 67K, I also have to be real, and there's a lot of shorts built up in this area. And we do have a conversion line here of resistance. I'm not sure. So if the 5 minutes oversold already, we're probably going to continue back up. But this is almost overbought here too. So All right, guys, hit that like button. I appreciate everybody for hopping on the live today. Try to give you a pretty good live session. Again, there's not much to do in the market, if anything. So we hit our first area on our fib retracement. Yeah, we hit our first area on our fib retracement. This was really the first bounce take profit here was 64.8. Now we're retracing off of 64.8. There's a possibility we come lower and hit 63.8. That is a big possibility if we are looking at the Fibonacci retracement. All right, guys, is anyone in any trades at the moment? Is anybody in any longs or shorts at the moment in the market? Are you guys still trading? Are you guys watching? Are most people watching, sitting on their hands and watching, seeing what would happen? We're really, really oversold. Very, very oversold. But oversold doesn't really matter. We could just manipulate and take out that Tokyo low. This is a new channel for sure. So we're going to look at Solana here. So that's crazy. Sol came all the way back down to 77. And Solana might have some bullish dive on the MACD, but not really right here. So huge double top. Bear pennant is playing out. Sol is probably going to dump all the way down to double bottom to here, reverse, and then come back down. Because we are getting a drop into Solana here. I could see Solana hitting let's see, if I'm looking at Sol, I could see Sol hitting from here to here. Possibly in this rounded bottom channel here, I could potentially see Sol hitting 82. Because it did break out here. So Solana would not be a bad long if it breaks this conversion line. But realistically, I would not be long in this market. I would only be shorting the tops. We talked about this in the training guides. There is no point of playing the market right now because the market is just bearish. That's the reality of, sure, if you get it down here, but I'm talking really, really at the bottom. Because this double top on Sol is aiming for, now we got to use fib retracements when we're dropping and breaking trends in the macro. Because they're going to show you your bottom targets of where you could drop to. So yeah, the first target on Sol would be about $60. And the second target on Solana, I just feel like I'm drinking the bearish Kool-Aid, but the reality is 56 and 62 on Solana. Now the crazy thing is, guys, Sol is $78. All right, Solana is $78 right now. Okay. Look at this. This is just ludicrous. The daily has not even dropped. So Solana being $78 and the daily not even dropping is is pretty wild to me. I'll say that. That means that Bitcoin could, Bitcoin's going to come down a lot after we break that major support at 64. But in the shorter term, you know what? London might even just range, because if Tokyo distributed to the downside, we're probably just going to see a range on London right here. And if we don't see a range, we're going to drop and probably manipulate Tokyo's low. Olga, how you doing? Good morning. Shorted BTC and long hype. Not too bad, not too bad. So yeah, guys, if you're looking at that retrace off of it, I would expect London or even New York to come all the way down here to about 63.7 and take out this previous profit target. But I'll give you guys an outlook for gold. All right, what is gold doing? Real Aleco, how you doing? Thoughts on silver? I'll take a look at silver for sure. And we're going to look at gold. Let's see. So gold. Gold has been in this uptrend for a bit. Smaller time frame, we've been on a really nice uptrend here on gold. You can kind of see right here that we are rejecting, kind of faking out. The buy on gold was pretty much right here when it broke out. But you are rejecting that conversion line on the macro time frame. Like right now, gold is just showing wicked bearish dive, because you've got a high right here on gold. Boom, boom. And you've got a low on gold here. So gold is presenting very, very big bearish dive, which means nothing in the longer term. In the shorter term, it looks like gold is absolutely going to dump. Yeah, so gold broke the uptrend right here, guys, on the 15. Looks like gold is about to drop like bricks. Even we broke this little uptrend here. We have a rising channel here. And now I can see gold kind of ranging and come all the way back down here. So looks to me that gold is about to dump. See what the weekly closed on gold here. So gold is still coming up on the weekly, guys. Not looking too bad. But it would need to break this conversion line, because we're rejecting this area right here. I would say we're going to drop back down all the way to this low right here, about $5,000 roughly. If I'm looking at silver, okay, silver had a really big pump. Well, not big, but a decent pump for sure. Silver's kind of doing the same song and dance as gold too. Silver broke the uptrend here on the RSI. Your 1 hour is about to break on silver. So you've got your 1 hour RSI right here. If it breaks, it will come down a lot. You've also matching up your, that is the lower time frame, but you're matching up your 2 points. You don't have 3 points, which is a weaker uptrend. But now you're going to redraw your channel like that, and you're going to see that we potentially on silver could come back down to about $80, right? We had a really big pump. Now we are potentially looking about $80 on silver there. And if we take our Fibonacci retracement to our levels, because I haven't been using the Fib enough, guys. The reality is when we're in an uptrend market, we can use the Fib, a downtrend market more than anything because we look at the profit levels. That would take you to about, yeah, $80 to about 81. Could wick down something like this and bounce off the 382. But I would say $80 for about silver in the shorter term. Okay, so Bitcoin on the 5-minute time frame is coming back up here. You can see it. We're oversold. We are really oversold. So if you guys want, you could technically get a scalp long here. Now, I'm not advocating any long at the moment, just because I am only looking for shorts. But the 5-minute is oversold, and you could potentially get a scalp long. Now, this would be trading in the middle, right? So you would be trading in the middle, but the 5 minutes oversold, and I believe it did bounce back up on your 5-minute. Yeah, so you did in fact bounce back up on your 5-minute time frame, and you can actually see you're bouncing off right here. So this low that I said, are we going to bounce back up or are we going to drop? It looks like we are bouncing back up in the shorter term. Now we have a 3-point trend, which is very strong. We have a pretty much a bounce here. We have a bounce here, and now we have a bounce here. When this breaks the 5-minute, we are going to drop, and we are going to drop a lot. But in the shorter term, we are pumping. Now, I'm not long in this, guys. I will not long this middle. And I definitely will not be longing when I know everything is dropping on the macro. So essentially what I'm looking to do is I'm looking for my short at the top, and that is it. Then I'm done trading for the day. Although it would have been a really nice long even from this move to right here, higher leverage. Just Josh and yeah, how you doing? Everybody liked the live session though, guys, on Saturday, right? You guys learned a lot about mindset. You guys learned a lot about addiction. You guys learned a lot about giving in. Would have been nice long. Would have been nice long. But my phone is also dead, and I didn't charge it on purpose, so I don't trade tonight. But now if we're looking at the 5-minute on Bitcoin, you're pretty much going to pump to about the Tokyo high, right? Wait. No, the Tokyo's high is right here. Yeah, Tokyo high is right here. So, yeah, I would say there's a possibility you take out Tokyo and London. I would bank on that possibility. If we end up pumping here, guys, and we reject on the resistance of the high right here, at whatever that is, about 67.4, there's a possibility we break out into London, just kind of like we did here, and then take that out and drop. The catch-22 is the fact that we're oversold in the 4-hour. So we are oversold in the 4 hour, but we could stay oversold in the 4 hour too. Hit that like button, guys. I appreciate you guys for joining the live. All right. Let's go over a couple of other coins here. Let's go over total, the crypto total market cap. We'll see where the total crypto market cap is here. So the total crypto market cap, guys, is pretty much emulating what Bitcoin is doing right now. You had a drop. You bounced off of that double top neckline. And now you've got a real nice rounded bottom into Bitcoin. And essentially, you're looking at 2.29 trillion at the top. Now, if you go to the 18-hour time frame here, you can see we're dropping off of a bearish pennant and a double top. I'd be surprised if we don't drop into New York. But the total crypto market cap looks like it was about to absolutely dump. So we are kind of bouncing off the 618, not really. If we lose the 618 on the total crypto market cap, guys, we're going all the way back down to 1.96 trillion at that point. And then you've obviously got 1.85 here too. Tony Gold, how you doing? And then how about USDT.D, Tether dominance? So you're holding that breakout, right? You are definitely holding the breakout. I think we're oversold with a double bottom on USDT Tether. So we have a pennant on Tether Dom with the double bottom, like I just pointed out, being oversold on the 18-hour time frame. Being oversold on the daily time frame, guys. This is not looking good for the market. If you're a trader based off of news and stuff, I am not sure what is going to happen, but we're very oversold. Here's your uptrend right here. We're very oversold on the daily and the 18, whereas where Bitcoin, you're dropping on the daily, about to, and you're literally coming right down on the 18. Like this is a pretty good rejection point area right here, right? All right. Let's take a look at what hype. Someone said they were longing hype. I think Olga. So if we're looking at hype, doing the same thing here, I'm coming back to the fib, guys. I've probably been away from the fib for a while where I haven't used it enough, but it is playing out 100%. So hype, you had a nice little uptrend here. You broke it. You dropped from whatever that was, 29 all the way to 26 off of a little mega drop there. Shout out to all the people on the live. Shout out to the new fam on the live. Tell me that Fibonacci doesn't play out. And if it doesn't play out, you're not on logarithmic. All right? Logarithmic. There's regular. It's still played out on regular. But logarithmic is what I do. So if my charts aren't lining up with yours, there's probably a reason. So we've got key resistance in this area right here on hype. Hype should potentially pump up to about 28. unless we break that low. If we break that low again, we're probably going to manipulate, come down, form some bullish divergence, and then pop back up. But the first target on hype that was hit was 26.91. We're looking at the second target on hype around 25.92. If we're looking at hype on the liquidity gaps here, what did I say? 20. I don't know why I feel so tired in this London live, guys. Normally I'm good. I just think I haven't done a live for a couple of days, and it has been a busy, exhausting weekend, I'll be honest. So yeah, actually hype is bouncing off this trend line. I definitely wouldn't be shorting hype, I'll say that much. Okay, so we've got Bitcoin, we've got these, so we've done these main coins. We'll look at Ethereum, because the reality, I forgot about XRP. We'll look at XRP too. So yeah, you're just going to get a straight double bottom, a rounded bottom here on Bitcoin and probably ETH, because it was a really swift drop. So you have that sell-off here, you have the rounded bottom, that range, that accumulation, that manipulation, and essentially you're going to pump to the top. Like, I don't see where this doesn't pump to the top. Will it pump to the top right away? I'm not sure. It's probably going to take out a Tokyo low, or whatever that low was when we started the London session. But if you can break this conversion line here, guys, we will be moving up to about 1900 and then ultimately 1800. Keep playing the downtrend until the downtrend can't be played anymore, but I would not be shorting a rounded bottom. Honestly, if you guys aren't in trades and you're going to bed soon, I would just be done with the market and look at it during the New York session. We will be going live tomorrow for the New York session, guys. We're going to get back to the live streams during New York. And then we also have XRP. XRP dropped down to 133. That's crazy. Get that little bit of a pump here on XRP. If we take this prior high to this low right here, we are bouncing off of the one. But if you're looking at the shorter term here on XRP, it looks like it is about to roll over. You pretty much have this resistance right here, right? So maybe you push back up and then you drop. But if you're looking at the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour is looking definitely bearish on most, not bearish, but overbought on most project. Stouffer, dude, what is up? How'd that after hours go? I'm tired. I'm very tired, but I do have videos if you guys want of the setup. I'm very, very tired, guys. I've had to barely sleep. Let me see if I could actually find the setup for you guys. I posted a couple of videos. If not, I'll have to look on my... So this was... Mute it. Yeah. So this was my event I threw last night. This was my event I threw last night, guys, on basically I threw the event and we filmed it, but this was it right here. So we've got the bass, we've got loud bass. I can't play it right now due to copyright stuff, but we set that up. We got all the lights, all the lasers. We had the CDJs and all that. So we ran that till 7 a.m. basically. And we're pretty much opening up an after-hours spot where people could come DJ and be creative. So thank you guys for asking about that. All right, that after-hours thing. I'm all about throwing events and stuff like that. I like throwing fun things. Crypto King, Bitcoin is going to zero. I wouldn't say zero, but here's the thing. If Bitcoin is going to drop, then all we got to do is short it, right? Like, I'm not long in the market. At this point, I will not long the market. There is no point for me longing the market. And the reason being is because we're in a downtrend. If it breaks out here, I might be longing here, and I'm just going to set a stop loss and profit. But I'm definitely not going to long here. However, if we end up breaking this area right here into London, guys, we are coming down, okay? EK, congratulate me when I make money, okay? You typically lose money on events, and yeah, I'm not in this to make money. I'm in this because it is a passion, just like trading YouTube with you guys. I'm not essentially in it to make money. Do I want to? Sure, but it's a passion. Everything I do, I don't need to make money off of it. If it's a passion, I don't need to make money. If I lose money, I'm fine with it, right? Yeah, so we're still riding this uptrend on the 5. So being that we're still riding this uptrend on the 5, guys, we are going to definitely have a move into London here. So London is open in 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here right now. So look at the 5-minute RSI, 15-minute RSI. I see if we broke out. I believe we did. Yeah, so we definitely broke out on Bitcoin. Now, if you guys were in the Bitcoin training and we didn't do funded accounts, it's because I was exhausted by the end of the trading. My business partner, Joji, was exhausted. We went over a lot of stuff. So we will be doing a separate seminar for funded accounts for you guys. We'd have to do nothing with TA. It is just setting you guys up with the funded accounts and kind of seeing what happens there and teaching you guys how to use the funded accounts. All right. But honestly, guys, I'll say this again. I don't recommend trading anything except Bitcoin. This market with Bitcoin has the most money in the market, guys. You guys could do 50x, 30x leverage. It doesn't really matter. The market, all the money's in Bitcoin. There might be a time where we go flip to like some altcoins or large caps. And obviously XRP, Solana and all that jazz is going to drop and with Bitcoin. However, you will make more money in Bitcoin right now out of anything. AGLD is pumping here a bit. I do want to look at it. I haven't really traded low caps as of late. Let's look at Adventure Gold and see what it did here. So, wow, look at that rounded bottom. I just realized, guys, Sui is almost less than $1. Sui's less than $1 right now. That's crazy. Okay, so we have a pretty big pump going on here. Adventure Gold actually ended up breaking out. Yeah, Adventure Gold definitely broke out. So if we're looking at AGLD, if you guys want to go for a short, I wouldn't be long in the market. Even though things are pumping, that pump and dump could get stopped right away. So if we look at AGLD, Adventure Gold, we're breaking this area right here. A sweep, more buys and sells. So I could see Adventure Gold coming up to $1 pretty much. Well, first about 55 cents. So if you guys are looking for a trade, if Adventure Gold could stay above 40, you could hypothetically long this to about 55, 56 in that region right there. Thank you to all the new people who are subscribing, guys. I appreciate you guys. We do a London session, a New York session, a Tokyo session. So tomorrow we got Tokyo 8 to 8:30 p.m. CST. And then New York at around 9 a.m. to 9:30 roughly. And there will be New York sessions this week for sure. All right, so we're just waiting for London, guys, and then we'll wrap this up. Let's check out that BNB long. That actually would have been a nice long because BNB recovers pretty quick as well. Yeah, BNB is on a nice recovery here. You got this 15-minute trend on BNB. And BNB is pumping a lot more than a lot of other altcoins. But essentially, you can see BNB coming up to 610. If you break that, you break out. You probably fake out. But initially, you can see the 18 hours dropping here on BNB. The daily is absolutely very, very overbought in BNB. I'll be real with you guys. I could see BNB coming all the way down to... I'm not going to recommend any longs, guys, because we just are very, very bearish. But I could see BNB in the shorter term. We hit that. Okay, so in the short term, 572. But if we are looking at the longer term here in Binance Coin, it already broke that support. That's pretty crazy. So you're probably going to see BNB hitting about 500 to sub 450. Okay, so the London session is open, guys. Man, this dog hair. The London session is open, guys, and we've got a 4-hour candle right here. Are we moving up on the 4-hour time frame? That is the ultimate question. We're rejecting this fair value gap. Yes, the 4-hour is oversold, but the 5 still running up there. The 15 is very, very overbought. So I would say we possibly slowly range into London and maybe pump up to this 67.4 target. If we pump up to this, we are definitely going to move up. We do need to break the conversion line. If you guys are just tuning in, this is a no trade zone for me. I'm not shorting it. I'm not longing it. But it does look like Bitcoin could pump up to 67.3 to 67.4 in that area right there. Other than that, guys, we're going to leave that there for the live. We want to go over our main things. And we actually might just drop into London. That's why I'm not longing, right? Like if you look right here, okay, it just broke. So the 5-minute did definitely just break. So there's a possibility that we take out Tokyo's low right here. Go back and take out Tokyo's low and then continue back up. Really, really big possibility. Okay, so I'll see everybody on the New York live, guys. I'm going to get some sleep. Again, not going to really be trading this at the moment. I don't like how the 4 hour is very, very oversold. But the 4 hour MACD is completely dumping. So red, red, red all over the place. We're pretty much at an hour on the live, guys. So that is what we are looking at. And you can actually see that the 5 minute is breaking trend here with some bearish dive. Okay, hope everyone has a great night, guys. I'm heading to bed. We'll see you guys on the New York session live tomorrow. Make sure I'm rested for it. I feel like Monday is going to be a very interesting day for the crypto market and trading in general. So we'll see if we manipulate here, but keep an eye on it. Otherwise, go to bed and see you guys on the New York session.